Alan Shearer, the all-time Premier League goal scorer, has gone ahead to hail Rasmus Hojlund. Rio Ferdinand has gone ahead to task the people playing around Rasmus Hojlund to create more chances for the young lad, because it looks like he's even more clinical than most of those you think are really scoring more goals than him in the 5 top tier leagues of Europe. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's really very important to note that nothing comes easy in this game of football, and it looks like yesterday that Bruno Fernandes went ahead, obviously signed for Man United, and today in history we obviously have something special about Bruno Fernandes Borges in here onto this channel. And there are 2 games that are going to be confirmed in America. United that are going to play big Premier League teams in the preseason down in the USA. That is really very important to note and to really hold it with loads of eagerness as far as United playing against those teams is really concerned. So let's obviously get on rolling, and we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Continue to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Now, if you never knew, on this day in 2020, Man United signed Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon for an initial fee of £47 million that later rose to £65 million because of the add-ons that Bruno Fernandes went ahead to fulfill when he came in through and signed for the club of Man United. When he really came in through to play for the club of Man United, a lot of people never really gave him benefit of doubt, but he really went ahead to come in through, and his first game for Man United was against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he had 3 shots on target, and in total he had close to 6 shots at goal of Wolverhampton Wanderers. I remember that game ended 0-0, and we went into what we call the winter break, and he returned, and Bruno Fernandes went ahead to obviously score his first goal in the game we played against Watford after he scored a penalty, and I think it was brought down by a certain player, and he took that penalty and scored. Ever since then, the rest has been history. He has been one of the most influential figures in the beautiful game of football at the club of Manchester United, and he has not gone ahead to obviously give up in every aspect. He has gone ahead to obviously turn into a captain for the club of Man United, and it shows how good has gone ahead to become. But remember, when he came in through the club of Manchester United, he had a lot of things to prove because he was still young, meaning that he came in through at the age of like 25 from Sporting Lisbon. And remember, he traveled to Manchester around the 26th, 27th to undergo a medical, and he was announced on the 30th of January 2022, and no sooner had he been announced than he had to play his first game for Man United, and he really put up a show that everyone went ahead to obviously realize that was really very, very, very much called for the club of Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, he's now 29 years of age and is soon making 30, because when you look at his bio, he was born September 8th, 1994, meaning that this year, 30th September, he's gonna clock 30 years. But he has gone ahead to really play 144 games for the club of Man United. He has gone ahead to score 47 goals. Lots of assists onto his name for Bruno Fernandes. And let me see how many assists has he made. Bruno Fernandes assists for Manchester United. So, Bruno Fernandes has 65 assists. That is it. Oh, he has 189 appearances for the club of Man United. He has 65 goals and 55 assists for the club of Manchester United, taking his goal contribution to 120. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. So it shows you that he's one of those highly important players for the club of Man United. But the big question is, why is it that he doesn't feed his number 9, Rasmus Hojlund? And this is This is one of the things that is going to have to be raised by very many people here onto this channel, and you know exactly what that means. People are really asking, why is it that this guy is not being fed in left, right, and center every time he is needed? You know, every time he needs the ball, he doesn't get it. That is the most shocking bit of it. So a bit of it all. We've been here telling you that our number 9 is not creating more. Our number 9 is not getting in chances, and now even the mainstream has gone ahead to pick up on this, and Rio Ferdinand has also joined the queue of people calling in for more assists for the player known as Rasmus Hojlund, and he has said, we keep saying it, but put the ball in the damn box. I've seen it close enough to see that he makes good runs, but you have to tell those who are on the side of putting the damn ball in the box. Have you heard that? But you have to tell those who are on the side of putting the damn ball into the box. Now, when you're talking about people who are responsible for obviously creating chances for Rasmus Hojlund and getting him the ball in the box, Bruno Fernandes is among. But shockingly, in the game of Newport County, Rasmus Hojlund gave Bruno Fernandes close to 2 or 3 balls in the 18-yard box area. All of those shots he had, apart from the goal he scored for Man United, that was assisted by Anthony, all of the other shots he had at goal and others that were really blocked were courtesy of Rasmus Hojlund, taking good control of the ball, playing well with his back to goal, and then sets him in. You get? So it's really shocking that a number 9 that is supposed to be fed by a number 10 of the club is being the one putting in the balls in for a number 10. Very much shocking. And this is what Rio Ferdinand is talking about, that get that ball in the damn box and get this ball going, because he has shown us that he can score goals, and as I told you, that he's going to get 20 goals a season, because we still have very many games to go, unless otherwise he gets an injury, of which I believe he's not going to get he's not going to get one, because he has gone ahead to recover from that back injury, and he's really doing well. So he rests a lot. Remember, he met Cristiano Ronaldo when he was still, I think, like 18, and his father had a word with Ronaldo and Rasmus Hojlund, and Ronaldo told Rasmus Hojlund all what has gone ahead to enable him become the player that he is right about now. So I don't want to come out here and really tell you that he's not going to get injured, but according to how things are really going up at the club of Man United, this lad is really very professional and he's yearning for more. So all we want to get is simple. Let's see to it that the side of Manchester United really gets going, and Ten Hag should be working on this. As we blame players, the manager should issue instructions. You know, why should we go in for crosses like that of Garnacho in the second half? You know, Rasmus Hojlund had made a run to the near post, and Garnacho went ahead to cross the ball way out of the vicinity of this guy, and it went begging into a throw-in. That is very uncalled for. You know, he should be looking in for cutbacks. So those are things that we should improve. And I told you that Manchester United would have gone ahead to win very many games, but the problem is our front three plus Bruno Fernandes is really very, very, very disjointed. And we pray to it that they start really being unselfish, like Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus Hojlund, out of that front four, he is the only unselfish player. Garnacho is only unselfish when he's being played as a right attacking midfielder for the club of Man United. That is it. That's what I think. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But even Alan Shearer has gone ahead to obviously hail Rasmus Hojlund, having gone ahead to get himself a goal in the FA Cup this season, and he has said that I thought he toiled and did well up front, and he deserved his goal for everything he did. He never stopped all afternoon. You've got to keep going, and he deserved it. So he deserved that goal, but people will have to note that out of the 8 goals that's going to hit to score, only 3 have come in through as assists. You get? The 5 have come in through as a striker fighting for the second goal, for the second ball. For example, I think the only goals that I was going to hit to see Rasmus Hojlund assisted on, the first goal he scored against Bayern Munich, assisted by Rashford. The first goal he scores against Galatasaray, I think it was assisted by Marcus Rashford. Again, the cross in and headed it home. Then, I think the other assist came in when playing which team? I think when I'm playing Copenhagen away, the first goal was an assist. But the second goal scored against Galatasaray was not an assist. We all know that, because he just stole that ball from Davinson Sanchez. So 5 of those goals have come in through his effort of really reading the opponent's mind like a book, and he gets that second ball and then he finishes and really scores. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. So I think we need to create more chances for this guy. He's clinical. He has shown it to us that when you get him balls, he'll obviously score those balls and put them at the back of the net. So I think Rasmus Hojlund needs more chances, and when he gets those chances, he's gonna bury them in the back of the net. Trust me, he's really one of those players that you'll trust when it comes to obviously hitting off chances as far as a number 9 is concerned, the club of Man United. That's why I'm speaking gallantly that this boy can obviously hit 20. 12 to go. I know on Thursday, when you're playing Wolverhampton Wanderers, he's gonna be on target again. He started late to score in the Premier League. Remember, he had played very many games, 1,000 minutes plus without scoring, and scored his first goal when you're playing against Aston Villa. Ever since then, every Premier League game has gonna hit to feature in, has gonna hit to score, and he now has 2 goals in the Premier League. He scored against Aston Villa. He missed out on the game of Nottingham Forest. That was a very huge blow. I remember in that game would have gonna hit to get us a goal. Then in the game of Tottenham Hotspur that returned later, he scored a goal, and he has gonna hit to score in another game of the FA Cup, meaning that he's on a good run. In the last 4 games, he's gonna hit play for Man United. He has 3 goals. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. And I know on Thursday he's gonna really burst into space and obviously see to it that a lot of things really happen up for the club of Manchester United. So that is Rasmus Hojlund for you, and he has been hailed by Alan Shearer as Rio Ferdinand that's gonna hate to question the people around him for not really giving him the balls. Then we go to the last story. It has been confirmed to us by Adam Crafton, close associate to Man United or correspondent, and he works for The Athletic, that Manchester United will face Arsenal and Liverpool this summer during the preseason tour of the US, but it will not be a Premier League summer series. So the preseason was really great in America, and the problem was we never got in players in pivotal positions like we wanted. So this time around, it's gonna be one of those moments where you would have to see to it that out of the 6 players that maybe Ten Hag will go in for after agreeing on with the board and the CEO, that is Omar Berrada, 4 of those need to travel with Man United to the side of America. That is it. It should be a given. It should be given a go-ahead and a green light for that to happen, because if it doesn't happen, then huge questions will really arise. And I think Manchester United need to obviously see to it that the likes of Amrabat and Rasmus Hojlund coming through as soon as possible, because all we needed were those 3 players. We needed a central defender. We needed a midfielder that can come in and cover for Casemiro, and we needed a number 9. And the transfer was done vice versa. We first got in Mason Mount, then we brought in Andrew Onana, and those 2 were on plane to America. You understand? So that was really very ugly move, and that is where you need people who know the game of football. You get? If Omar Berrada was here, Ashworth here, then Paul Mitchell, joined by Joan Cloud, Brasveld, they would have gone to tell Eric Ten Hag, no, this team first needs a Kim Min-jae, and we cannot allow Kim Min-jae to cross to Bayern Munich because he's a one in a lifetime. And business-wise, it works for the club of Manchester United that people in South Korea are gonna really buy those jerseys that they did when Park Jin-sung became a star, you know. Then they would have gonna tell him that we need an Amrabat first. We need Rasmus Hojlund first before we get it Mason Mount. Because for Mason Mount, it was one of those deals that could have gone ahead to wait. But I don't know why would have gone ahead to go in for a player that we had a lot of midfielders at Man United because we had them in plenty. You all know those midfielders. We had Donny van de Beek, Eriksson, Kobe Menu, Casemiro, Fred had not left by then. Scott McTominay was there. Bruno Fernandes was there. You get? So we had very many midfielders. Hannibal was there, you know. And I can tell you, you get Hannibal enough playing time, he outperforms Mason Mount. That is it. So it was really very, very shoddy work done by the board of Man United. And I think when you're going to America this time around, all we need is simple. Get in the players that are needed. For example, if we say that we need a central defender, 1 or 2, let's get him in. We need a right back because Besaka is leaving. Get him in immediately. Get in a center forward that is going to be an experienced version to obviously see Rasmus Hojlund learning from. Get those 4 players in before we obviously play any preseason game. And then the rest of the players who are going to leave the club and maybe others coming in through will happen later. You get? But you have to get your marquee signing in because when we entered this summer transfer, the previous summer transfer window, all you wanted was a center forward, a Casemiro backup, and a defender. Those were the marquee signings that we were supposed to get in the club of Man United, and we didn't have them with us when we are traveling to the US for the preseason. That's why you see it that Rasmus Hojlund has struggled to get to the team, and then Amrabat has also struggled to get to the team. Thank you guys for watching through. Rokan David is my name. Tell me your thoughts about Rasmus Hojlund hailed by Alan Shearer and Ferdinand cautioning Bruno Fernandes for lack of service for Rasmus Hojlund. And what is your hugest memory when you heard that Bruno Fernandes is going to sign for the club of Man United? I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I'm out.